Did you want burglars to sneak around your Para's home? Maybe in the middle of the night? Maybe wearing black and white stripes and a black mask because fashion? Sweetie, come on, look it up. Well, this might not happen in Paralives. Crimes won't be committed, but that doesn't mean there won't be a sillier version of the classic burglar act. Hey, welcome back to another Dev Chat. This Dev Chat is from April the 9th. If you're curious about how you can join in on the conversation, be sure to check out Paralives' Patreon page. I've included all of Paralives' social media accounts as well as their Patreon and website in the description. Another fantastic spot to get information and talk to fellow fans and speculate on news would be the Facebook group Paralives Community. It's always fun to have a place to talk about Paralives, and it's even better when the community is so kind and awesome. If you end up joining, you might see me in there from time to time, so keep your eyes out, okay? If you've missed a Dev Chat, you can click the top right pop-up right now to get to my playlist. Don't worry, if you miss that pop-up, it's also in the description. I just want to remind everyone that these chats aren't about confirming anything. These are all about brainstorming for Paralives. Elements and features discussed here aren't truly confirmed. Since the game is still in early development, there is still a lot to be done. At this stage of the game, even confirmed elements or features could be changed, improved, or removed completely. Keep that in mind while you read or watch anything to do with dev chats. Let's get straight into this. We're gonna begin today with a few questions about our favorite two parafolk, aka the only two that currently exist. Sebastian's past and his child made him grow up quite fast. So does this mean that a para could be physically one age, but more mature than that? Can circumstances like death of a loved one cause a para to act older than what they actually are? We're not sure yet, but having that mature trait appear during difficult times could reflect how they've matured. Maggie has a cat, Yuri. Although in Maggie's reveal the image of her cat was Maine Coon, it was sadly just a placeholder image. I think Yuri should be a Maine Coon because Maine Coons are amazing cats. I love them so much. They're incredibly smart, kind, and goofy with tons of hair. Fluffy hair. They're just big fluff balls, really. I actually had a Maine Coon named Charlie. And he was a stray, and he honestly was the smartest cat ever. He would follow me to the park down the street and come home, and I miss him so much. Now, let's chat about Paralives in general. Representation is so very important. I strongly believe that a life simulation game should reflect, well, life. That means by including as much diversity as possible. This is why I love being able to take part in Paralives' survey about disability and neurodiversity a few months ago. While the team doesn't have anything set in stone, it seems like they've still been brainstorming about it a wee bit. They've been thinking about including a weighted blanket to help soothe parafolk. Side note, I have a weighted blanket, and it helps me sleep, and it helps me during anxiety attacks, and I love it. As well as noise-canceling headphones, and maybe even a trait slider for sensitivities and the ability to choose a strict diet preference. I have to say, I love all of these ideas. I particularly like the idea for the slider for sensitivities. I think that would be an amazing addition to the game. Have you checked out Paralives' Discord chat? If you haven't, you really should. They have individual channels to talk about subjects like personality, paramaker, build tools, and so on and so forth. Although there's tons of great ideas for personalities being discussed in Discord, it might feel like players will be stuck in PAM for hours while crafting complex personalities for their parafolk. Maybe there should be a quick version of PAM for someone who wants to create their character in a very short time period. The good news is the team is still designing the system and brainstorming on how to balance tools to create complex parafolk with additional tools that would help the player create their character and get into the gameplay faster. In the comments section in my last Paralives dev chat video, someone was wondering if burglars and other threats would be present in the game. Well, it seems like there probably won't be anything like that. The dev team is striving to make a positive game, so crimes won't be committed. But maybe silly actions can take place? I wonder what that means. what type of sillier version is a burglar? Like, what can a burglar be but sillier and non-threatening? If you have an idea, let me know in the comments, okay? Talking about negative actions, sometimes there's someone in your life whom you just don't get along with. Maybe it's due to their personality or their actions. Either way, you just don't get along with them. Well, with that in mind, this sort of relationship might not actually exist in pair lives. I don't really agree with it. I think that excluding overtly mean actions is fine, but I do think that pair folks should be able to dislike others and have enemies within their worlds. What say you? Do you agree or disagree? Actions will be queued up similar to how it is in The Sims. There might be a way to rearrange the actions in the queue. This would be too amazing, honestly. I love this. This is something I get frustrated at while playing The Sims, and I think that this is an easy enough thing to include that would make it even better. What do you want the pair conversations to sound like? Something like The Sims? Or something like Animal Crossing? A made-up language? Or just gibberish? There is no conclusion for whether or not periods will be included in the game. I think, as a woman, that periods are a huge part of life. I mean, it does happen monthly for several decades for half of the people everywhere around the world. I understand that in some parts of the world, that conversation and that natural occurrence is taboo, but it's a natural thing that happens to most women. Actually, here in Canada, we actually have slightly more women by 50.4% compared to the men, who's only at 49.6%. It's been like this since 1976. So, I don't know about you, but I personally would like to see this reality reflected in a life simulation game. I think all players would love an auto roof feature. However, we're not sure if this will be included yet. If there was an auto roof in the works, it could possibly have a preview window of what the roof might look like. That is sort of confirmed, kind of. Hopefully, this means that stuffed animals will not only be very large or very tiny, like there might actually be a stuffy that is in between, which life simulation game players haven't had in a little bit, you know what I mean? Jelly bean. I think I would love to see stuffies on my pair folks' beds. The little kids could have their favorite one next to them while they sleep. Ugh, too cute. I like the idea of having university or college as a rabbit hole, but still include that stage in the base game. If that means that later on we can get a game pack dedicated to higher education. I think this would be a very smart move, since I know players love their post-secondary expansion packs. Another potential expansion pack could be about time travel or including different time periods within the game. Maybe this means we get build, buy, and Pam items with different distinct styles, or maybe to take even further, there are a few extra worlds that are each centered around a time period, whether it's in the future or the past, and you kind of travel to them. Let's say you have already developed lots, but you want to divide it up a bit. Could you do that? Like, you have several buildings already made and you want to have each building on a different lot. Could you do that? Actually, you can do that already. So, it most likely will be included in the game. This is an aspect of Paralives building that I adore. I think how the building will work in this game will be amazing, and I get more excited each time they release another tidbit of information. It seems so flexible and forgiving to the player, and I truly believe that the building will be fun and easy. Last but not least, the pets will be cute at least. What is your biggest takeaway from this week's dev chat? Thank you to everyone who watched the whole video. You peeps are amazing and I appreciate all of you. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it and subscribe for weekly Paralives dev chats. I'll leave the link in the description box to my Paralives dev chat playlist, just in case anyone wants to go back and catch up or rewatch one. You'll also find the links to my social media accounts, which includes my Catchy Virus Instagram for memes, my Catchy Virus Facebook page, and my personal Instagram account if you want to see more of me and what I'm up to. Anywho, thank you again for watching. I hope you stay healthy, happy, and hydrated. I can't wait to talk to you in my next video. Bye!